a new Shoe0nHead video, and it's called Female Gooners Must Be Stopped. And the thumbnail is literally a picture of a minotaur and a woman. And I'm quite intrigued. I mean, I wanna see what the book talk ladies have to say. They might be onto something, Chad. They might be. Oh my gosh, she's becoming one of them. Gosh, she's literally one of them. Look at her. She's so intellectual.
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 five-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up.
Guys, the title is gonna be something down bad horrendous. I'm calling it.
Especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women in particular have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it?
What is it? What is it?
Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course.
Oh my god, wait, is the book from the thumbnail? Oh my god. Guys, it looks like something Bao would read. I'm really curious if she read this one.
Of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She
gets to the Minotaur.
No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and
of course you did.
I'm obsessed.
Oh my god, I saw her grippers. What's your grippers, lady? Or is that the shadow? She has like a brown spot on the big toe.
Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a f***ing wreck.
You know, sometimes I wish I was into reading books. Cause like, look at this. I love seeing bookshelves like this. That's what I try to do with my Heaven Official's Blessing bookshelf. It's looking kind of nice, but it's not that big. If I ever get an apartment of my own, I'm gonna have a bigger shelf like this, hopefully.
Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this, because it is so good.
I don't want to. I might be a gooner for anime women and men on the interwebs, but I'm not sure about minotaurs. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'm sorry.
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss.
Goonerness!
And that epidemic is female gooners.
Yes! Guys, that's me at 3 a.m. Reading yaoi smut, or like normal smut as well. You know what? I might not have the actual, material books, but I do read like mangas and manhwas. So, I might be part of the problem a little bit, chat. Just a smidge, just a crumb.
Now, for those of you unaware, gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And
I still don't understand how this term became so popular within like 1 year. Cause like if you asked me 1 year ago what a gooner is, I would have had no idea, guys. I kid you not.
Smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok.
They're proud
They go to smut conventions and get choked out by 9-foot.
Guys, these are the people who are going to TwitchCon NA who are gonna meet Cottontail. Those motherfuckers are freaky asses. Like Raya, for example. I'm pretty sure he bought a freaking leash for when he meets her. I mean, I would be the same. Don't get me wrong. I would be the same for her.
Tall shirtless Wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking.
She's drinking a
Shoe,
white monster.
Isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate? Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For
They are.
centuries, men have tried to figure us out.
Guys, to this day, I don't think there is a single man who can fully decipher a woman. They're such mysterious creatures. Like, if they say no, it's actually yes. But if you say yes, it's actually no. But if you say no, it's maybe yes or maybe a no. You never know. You never know with them, chat. Maybe there is someone out there who has everything figured out, but I don't know. It's kind of complicated, guys. No wonder there are so many people single nowadays.
Food is affected.
If I
by
was
the
a man,
tides
I wouldn't
of
want
the
a
moon.
woman.
We bleed for
I
5
would
days
I
and
would
don't
want my
die.
hand.
By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved.
Yeah, we like Minotaur smut. Yeah, that's really poetic. That's really cinematic. Yeah.
We don't watch videos
don't.
of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No. We read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together.
That's
It's
very
different,
intellectual.
Okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance.
Paradox: women reject men for being animals and yet crave animals. I will never understand that. I will never judge anybody for being a gooner, cause like I look at myself. Sometimes I'm worse than a man. Sometimes I see a hot woman and I go, yes. I cannot blame anybody for being down bad horrendous.
On TikTok, and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political things
I
aren't
love
important,
silly.
trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can.
I don't
know
like
it can be difficult
politics.
to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we
Oh,
get into
it's
this
an
video, let's quickly
ad.
give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News.
Yippee!
Ground News is a website
Ground
and an app that gives
News,
readers
hell
an easy
yeah.
way to read news from all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center.
There was a dark
Every story
romance
comes with a quick visual
convention.
breakdown of
I don't know,
political
bro. I
bias
feel like
that
there's
helps
a
you understand the
convention
full
for
story and make
everything
sure you're getting
nowadays,
both
so
sides. One of my favorite features
That-
on Ground
it must
News
be
is
a
the
thing. It must be
blind
a
spot
thing.
feature,
I don't doubt
which
it.
shows you news stories that have been covered
Also,
by
Chad, let me know
one
if the
side
volume
of
is
the political
is
aisle
okay or
and
not.
ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Gavin Newsom is signing a bill
Should
to
I
give
grow horns? Is
800,000
me not
Uber and
being
Lyft
just
drivers
plain
in
horny
California the right to
anymore?
unionize.
No, bro,
Pretty
you need to
cool.
be a
Rare
hot
Newsom
6 feet
W.
tall
12
minotaur.
news sources covered this.
Yeah,
7
that's
were
what
left-wing
women
and
want,
0 were right-wing,
apparently.
because
And they
the
want you
right
to
is
lock them
covering
up in a
far
dungeon
more important
and never
topic.
let them go.
Harvard hires
And go to
drag
war for
performer
them.
Lahore
That's what they want.
Vashtistan as a visiting professor. 21 news sources covered this. 20 were right-wing. 1 was left-wing.
Oh my god, there's an app for that?
Truly. Ground News
That's
also makes
crazy.
it very easy to compare headlines, so you can see how
Become a
political
literal
bias
fantasy
completely
monster? Okay, maybe
reframes a
don't do
story.
that.
For example, talking about how
Me, I just
Trump
like
has
a
been posting
normal
a bunch
man.
of those sombrero memes,
You know?
and the New York Post says White
Yeah.
House official behind
a little
Trump's
bit
hilarious
nerdy.
meme war on Dems revealed,
Yeah.
and then a left-wing outlet covers
You
the
you
same
can be
story
yourselves,
like,
chat.
as the shutdown continues, a
Please
checked
don't
out
become
Trump
a
posts
minotaur, I'm
childish
begging
memes.
you.
Wildly different
Oh.
vibes going on
Women
here.
only
I've been
like that
using
in
Ground News
fiction,
since
guys.
2021. It is
If
one
they
of my
saw
favorite
something
apps.
like that
it is my
IRL, they
go-to,
would
like,
run
when
away.
I wake up. I check Twitter and then I check Ground News immediately. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed,
Nobel
avoid echo
Peace
chambers, and
Center?
expand your worldview. Best of all, I
Sheesh.
am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to
40%
access
is
all their
crazy,
amazing
yeah?
features. And it's only $5 a month, which is basically the price of a coffee nowadays.
You know,
so
I have this horrible feeling that not everybody would run away.
Here on
That's
screen,
true.
or use the link in the video
That's
description.
true. There are
so
people
thank
who
you
would
to
embrace
Ground
that
News for
IRL as
sponsoring
well.
this video, and
I
thank
apologize.
you, the viewer, for not
I'm underestimating the female horniness.
skipping the ad. Right.
I would never,
So,
milady.
let's
I
get
just
back
talked
to the
over it.
video. Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it is absolutely
Wait,
just
what is her background? Wait, I just realized. What's her background, chat? It's really purple. Is that a green screen? That looks really unnatural. It's just me. It's really trippy.
destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by
By how much sex scenes they have, chat.
the spice.
Yes!
And what does spice mean? Porn.
Mm.
It means porn. Spice level is very important to book
Segs.
talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice,
Give me the
spice.
spiciest
the
one, bro.
spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately.
Not gonna lie, guys. I used to be a Wattpad girly. I was guilty. I was guilty to of reading like fan fictions. Yeah, don't you guys know Wattpad is like this website on which you can write your own fanfics. Yeah, and I used to read fanfics on there when I was in like middle school, when I was like 13. It was like it was like werewolf fanfics, vampires, I don't know, One Direction fanfics. It was really cringy. Oh my god.
Is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by
Oh yeah, I
C.M.
love
Nascasta.
milking.
Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god!
Overeducating
like
and
me,
drowning in
on
debt.
the verge of moving into her parents' basement.
That's
when
unlucky.
a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands.
With both
Morning Glory
hands.
Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh god. With the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Morning Glory Milking Farm
She
is
gave up on
actually a
reading the
profound
description.
critique of late-stage capitalism
way.
and toxic masculinity. In this text, we see that the tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
Fuck.
This is every fucking breadtube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I
What did she
actually read
say?
the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma.
So basically, it's a girl like me in my... okay, I'm not mid-20s, I'm like early 20s, but still. And she gets like a job in a farm, and her job is basically to quite literally milk minotaurs with both hands. And then they have steamy sex time. They go downtown. They go to... wait, what's that saying, chat? What's that saying? When someone is telling you, oh, do you want me to take you to... It's like a city or a country, yeah? I forgot a saying. I thought that's what people say in Korea or something whenever they want to have sex with someone. I forgot what it is. Oh well.
Narnia, where they harvest minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males.
Yeah.
And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay?
She actually read the whole thing. Oh my god. Oh my lord. She's better than me. I mean, who knows? If so many people like that book, it must be good, right, guys? Right? Surely it's not only the horniness that's speaking.
I'm not out here like selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote.
Oh,
Let's
God.
see. Big dick and balls. At one point she says
No
the term,
way.
and I quote,
Oh god, she got the receipts.
the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this and the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, he probably has like a human head, right? He probably like looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude with like horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow.
Ew! What the fuck? Nah, hell no. Bro, are women actually attracted to stuff like this? I mean, you know, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Oh, hey, at least they got the 8-packs, I suppose. You tell us, bro. No. Hell nah. Brother, I would rather fuck myself with a broom. Not gonna lie to you, chat. I would rather take a bottle of water and stick it on my cooch. But that's just me.
Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up cow. In a few parts they're being intimate and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets.
Oh, what the
And it's like,
fuck?
I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was...
Really hairy. Ooh. His rusty beard, facial hair was getting in my mouth. But that didn't bother me because it was love. What should be like
more
that?
disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's
Oh,
like describing how
God.
big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue
Bro,
is.
he's
She's
gonna
like
eat your
describing this
ant.
shit and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She
Yep.
also f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored
God.
version of every video.
Hell
So you can hear me talk about
no.
s***ing and f***ing and f***ing a cow's ass.
Oh,
Is that what you freaks
freaky
want? Anyway, I like how in this
Quite
fantasy world,
literally.
student loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of
That's
those bull
insane.
rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means, like, you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part,
Damn.
though, has to
guys, it has world building. It has character development. It must be a good one.
be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill
No.
arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away.
No, kitten. Let daddy take care of it. Alright. I'm gonna take care of this kitten. Stand behind me.
She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have. Violet. If the command.
Violet. The alpha is gonna get angry. Don't anger me, kitten. The beast is about to come out.
Rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel like I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts
Okay,
right now.
buddy.
And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when
He says that. And yet, it sounds like the type who, if she actually wants to get with another dude or like leave him, he'll literally stalk her until she goes back to him. That's usually how it goes in like this type of fictions.
you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he
I mean, if you insist to pay for dinner, I mean, who am I to say no, right, Violet, right?
would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation.
She
Inside
what?
every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bowls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the
And sometimes in the Minotaur, there are someone's fingers. And he's, to be more precise, according to the lore.
presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory settings.
Oh yes, letting someone to pay for my dinner, no purse. Me giving a Minotaur, BJ, oh yeah, Violet, yes, that's the way, baby girl, hell yeah.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
There's no way she's fangirling over it. I mean, once again, I'm not judging anybody's, personal enjoyment. It's just, I don't know, it's really silly to me. But maybe that's just me.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book?
5 out of 5.
4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings. And
I mean, that's obvious, because if someone is gonna buy the book, it's because they already heard about it, and if they heard about it, they probably want that book because of of the resume. So it makes sense.
a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones.
I can't wait till we achieve space travel. I'm so out of here. You're so right, toilet brush. You're so right for that. Take me with you. Take me to Uranus.
Here. Hear me out. Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just gonna be porn. The plot is pretty good.
Oh yeah, the plot.
This is like the new.
Hell yeah, I love
the articles.
plots.
Like, sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened.
Wait, that was funny. Wait, go back.
Never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now.
This one is really good. This one is really good. I like this one. This would literally be me if I tried to read this book. What in the hell is going on?
So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star, not a helpful guide.
We're going
This
to
book
hell with
failed
this
to
one.
teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star, accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation.
Oh.
Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas.
Oh,
You what? Listen.
bro, imagine giving it as a joke to your mom and then she ends up enjoying it, and then your mom keeps like ordering this type of books. And then she has a whole library of them.
Sigh. Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome.
What do you mean? More like what? More like what, bro? Looking like a werewolf. Oh my goodness.
Them are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot-tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for you. This is for women.
The ladies.
So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie.
Bro, I really can't imagine reading this, and after that you're like, oh yeah, let me go get some milk, and from now on I'm gonna drink it straight up from the bottle. So I can imagine that it's from the the Minotaur himself. It's like a gift to me. All the milk in the supermarket, it's his. That's probably what women that read that book think like. I kid you not.
Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay?
Oh yeah.
Bull cock matters.
2020 was
Oh my
tame.
God. Edit that out. Editor, edit that out. Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally
shit.
summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain bear. Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc. Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by
Ain't no way. I know later is a book about vegetables. Pounding them. A veggie love tale. Yeah. Guys, remember, if there is a hole, there is a goal. And if there is a cucumber, then I don't know. I guess you'll have to find that out for yourself. According to this book, at least.
produce. Oh, what? Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washing machine again. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it.
Guys, I wonder if these women have like a boyfriend or a husband. Do they tell them about the books that they read? Do they walk up to them and be like, "Hi, honey, look what I bought for my reading today. Look at this. It's a story about a woman who's milking minotaurs, and then she ends up fingering his ass. Honey, you should read it as well." Or, "Oh, hi, honey, we're gonna have a salad for dinner for not particular reasons. And if the cucumber tastes funny, don't worry about it.
Hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the age—
What kind of porn are you watching? What the fuck? What? Guys, maybe I've been on the wrong side of the internet this whole time. What do you mean porn that defies the physics of law and what was the saying? The laws of physics and God. Can I have the sauce? Can I like have the sauce, please? It's really mean to gatekeep.
Seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really—
Do you guys do that? Do you ever meet up with your homies and you're like discussing the porn you watched? Does that ever happen, peewees? No, not really. No, I'm a little bit disappointed. Me personally, if I was a man, I would love to share my sauce with my homies. I would be like, "Oh yeah, last night was crazy, bro. You should check it out." Yeah, you're like sharing sauces. Yeah. No. Only one, but not corn books. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, I don't know, because for books, like, it's not really, you don't really see much. You mainly use your imagination. I'm not sure if that's worse than actually watching porn or not. I'm not sure. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Guys, I think my brain is too gooned out. I think we should all take a break from the internet for like a few days and touch some grass. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be the way.
Are you going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If that
Guys, they're gonna make a book about a woman meeting like a fairy king, and then like the fairy king has like wings, and then they have like sexy time in mid-air. Think about it. Think about it, chat. Maybe I should become an author, guys. I have great imagination.
makes me a sexist, misogynist. You got me. To act like you are so different and above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you—
Guys, how dare you watch corn about a man freaking a woman? No, my corn about minotaurs getting milked is so much better. Probably some woman out there who read that book before.
You are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12.
Oh,
you're sitting there all high
big
and mighty,
booty
one hand
Latina,
on the book,
hell
acting
yeah.
like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse
I love
spinning
big booty
360
Latinas.
degrees in your mind. I'm
Respectfully.
not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there's much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered nodding, a popular term in romantasy right now that involves—
Oh no. They're getting into the Omegaverse. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Guys, nodding is basically gauge sexy time, in which the omega can basically get pregnant by nodding. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what it means if you if you are curious.
Involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides.
Oh wait, is that what it means? Oh, maybe that's what it means for werewolves, because I'm pretty sure, like, that's what I heard, chat. I would never read Omegaverse. guys, ladies, I would never do that. Yeah, I've heard it from credible sources. No, actually, I don't really like the type of stories in which one of the characters get pregnant. Maybe it's because I don't like kids overall, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to read about it. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just in my brain. But typically, I avoid that kind of stories. Unless I, like, read a yaoi story, and then out of nowhere, one of them gets preggo. Yeah. And then I drop it.
Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what nodding is.
Dogs do
What
that?
are
Like,
you
for
women
real,
reading,
bro?
What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny
Really?
Hallmark thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What
I didn't
happened
know
to
that.
that? We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50
Sounds
Shades
about
of Grey
right.
came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy.
50 Shades of Grey? Twilight? No, that's too cringe, guys. I prefer my Minotaurs. Yeah, that's so much more poetic and classy. For real. Yeah. Don't clip that. Guys, I was. It was satire. It was me mimicking someone who probably said that. Oh my god.
Crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up.
Bro, imagine. Bro, some of these women, like, read this type of shit, and then they were shitting on that one anime movie that we watched, with the girl in the wheelchair. I forgot the name, but yeah, or maybe it's not the women. I'm not sure, but maybe there are some that, you know, did both. It'll be kind of sad if that happened, but just imagine.
With random men, no, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull.
Yeah,
Let me
just
let you in
say.
on a little secret. The quiet nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies.
It's
Now
true.
listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with role play. You know, fiction is fiction, right? You know, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow. Or at least I hope not. We all know there's a difference between
Oh my
fantasy and
God.
reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality? Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
Do you want your biggest dreams to become reality? Guys, hear me out. It's not a Minotaur. Alright? We can collectively agree that this one is okay, right? Right, guys? No? Why not? It's Pyramid Head. Look at him. He might kill me afterwards, but it might be worth it. Excuse me? Oh god, I can't imagine. I can't imagine the orgies that are happening after that party. I really don't want to think about that.
What's going on here? Sinners in Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend he attended Sinners in Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands?
Bro, oh my god. These women cannot tell the difference between reality and fiction anymore. They're wilding, brother. Jail!
Hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he kidnap a woman, despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if that wasn't enough—
my god, fucking psycho bitch behavior. Hop off my cock, man.
During the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy, dressed like a character in one of the romantic—
Get these bitches away, man. Get them arrested. Hi, Nyorin. Hi, Ray. We're watching the female Gooner book talk epidemic. Apparently. Allegedly. Hi.
to see books at this romantasy convention full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves.
Hi, Rose.
Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago there was this thing called cosplay is not consent. Basically it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people—
Oh, I think I've seen this on TikTok somewhere. Guys, always remember, consent is sexy.
People at conventions would often come up to women dressed in
Thank you,
sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being—
Like, do they not understand that this is real life and those are literally criminal, you know, things to do? They can get charged for that. Do they not realize?
Being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this. There needs to be more studies on how this stuff affects women's brains.
No, because like they read so much Gooner shit that they actually believe that reality is, you know, fiction. They can't tell the difference anymore. Or maybe they thought that if they're, you know, attending an event like that with people like them, like all around, they would all think the same way as them. I don't fucking know what is going through their minds. Actual mental illness.
because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy
Yep.
Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for Evie magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasms isn't neutral.
I was gonna say, guys, she's hot. That's all I could think about. Bah, she's hot. I don't wanna hear anything anymore.
Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists, psychologists, and the
That's
general public often
insane.
state that men are
That's
visual and women are
insanity.
emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image to spite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex, and the
This is why people say that you shouldn't get, corn addicted. Especially for women, I guess, if that's the case. Since, they're gonna use their imagination even more than men. That's really scary.
other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase. Is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful?
I'm sure that there are a lot of book talk girls that, have their head on their shoulders and they're not acting like freaks. But, that the amount of, people who act out of line is also concerning. And people are gonna remember only the bad bunch. So it's really sad for the, the good side of book talk. Because, you can enjoy whatever you want as long as it doesn't harm anybody else. You gotta do it in moderation. If you go 24/7, you need help. That's the thing, bro. Because if you read a book is pretty lengthy, right? So you need to commit to it for like at least a few days. So I don't know, depending on the pace that you're reading at. But if you read a book per day, like every single day, then no wonder you're getting addicted to it.
In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy. Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's
Literally.
a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? The alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular?
That's true.
Like,
Why?
you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and
Guys, why can't we just stick to like cat ears and fox girls and that type of stuff? Why are they bringing out the the hairy minotaurs looking like fucking werewolves? I mean, I guess those are for the female demographic, but like, isn't there a way to make them look more humanoid? Why are they into making them look so like animal-like?
fangs, or
I don't
like
get
a
it.
10-foot-tall dummy mommy vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses.
Why do you think it's called a bad dragon? I never thought about it, Rayo. I never thought about that aspect. Because it's bad. I don't fucking know. It's an evil dragon. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Why do you guys like monster romances? Asking for a friend. Several reasons. 1. Human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2. It's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol.
Aw.
3. Unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary, mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal.
Yeah, but that's how romance fantasy things are usually. Yeah, that's usually how men in fiction are depicted. Like, anyways, they don't have to be bestialized. But you know, I wonder why did I choose to make them like that? I don't know.
Association to real life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fact.
Okay. All right. So we're coping. Guys, has anybody watched the Goblin Slayer? I cannot really think about it like that after watching that anime.
That woman of color. Modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic, and romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women / women of color. In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it. I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia.
Okay.
I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster
like it
smut,
like
is
that, I
about
guess.
submission,
Pop-off
domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those, like, dominant masculine traits.
So they don't like dominant men IRL, but yet in the paragraph that Shu read earlier, the women enjoyed when he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for you, and you're gonna like it." They like that from Minotaurs. Interesting.
Traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man, they want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire
They
for
like fantasy, you know, what comes
danger
with it.
and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me.
Bro, the fanfics that I used to read were also like that, but without the gigantic 20-incher Minotaur cock. My fantasies from like in middle school were about you know vampires and werewolves, but like who were also always nice to the main character, but not to anybody else. So there are stories like that without the beast side. So I don't know what's the logic if they're only searching for that. I guess they don't like the fact that they're actual humans. Is that it? Because that's too close to reality? Is that why, guys?
me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you want to rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her.
They were hating on that, bro. They were hating on that, but yet they're okay with milking minotaurs. Make it make sense.
Is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they're basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some
a story
hungers
somewhere,
better
probably.
starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness. Yeah, that's the moral of this video.
Smart.
So what do you guys think? What is your
Oh,
theory?
that's
Why is the
cute.
monster romance genre so
Guys,
popular with
look,
women
she
in
has a
particular?
cow
And who is your
outfit.
weirdest? Hear me out.
Cute.
Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already.
Honestly, if you humanize the fish, I feel like he would look like a baddie. You know, all those artists that transform characters from cartoons into humans. I could see the vision, like a scar on the nose and like, you know, big shoulders and abs, black hair, maybe with some white stripes in the hair. I see the vision.
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe.
Hear me out, Minotaur. Okay, how?
You know what, never mind. And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video.
Bye! Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the fuck I just watched. I don't know what I just watched, but moral of the story, don't goon too much. And you know, if milking minotaurs float your boat, then I guess you could check that book out. Yeah, guys, whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. Yeah? I'm not judging, maybe a little bit, but I'm happy for you guys. If you're happy, I'm happy. Mwah.